Hi there, welcome to On the Shot with forestryfunny.com. We're here with our guest, Anthony Jeselnik, this week. How you doing?
Great, man.
You just finished the shows for the weekend. Was it a good time?
It was a great time. I loved the people of Louisville. They were fantastic. This is a great club. One of the best.
One of your all-time favorites?
All-time favorite clubs?
Uh-huh.
I really liked...
I bet you say that about all the clubs.
I like the Nashville Zanies a lot. I like Austin, Texas has Cap City, which is a great one. And then, of course, the Louisville Improv is one that comics rave about,
all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
Just can't stop hearing about it. You're like, really, I'll see it sometime.
Exactly. When you think comedy, you think Louisville.
Now, you've done some of the roasts, or you've done one. You said you're going to do the Charlie Sheen one coming
That's
up.
right, yeah.
Does anybody ever really get, like, terribly offended when they do that?
Everyone does. Everyone takes it personally. Everyone is upset. After the after party is this like weird thing where only a couple of the comics go to it, and the rest of the celebrities never go near it because they just go home and tear their hair out and get mad. It's people make a good show of looking like they're having a good time, but they are not.
Does nobody tell them what they're getting into?
They know exactly. They know they're like trading, getting smacked across the face for a little press. But people, the writers have told me that people never know. People always think they're going to make fun of something, and they always make fun of something else they never would expect. That gets ugly. They said Carrot Top was like, Carrot Top thought they would make fun of him for doing props, and they just made fun of his appearance, and he was totally blown away. I didn't know what was happening.
Donald Trump kind of looks like he'd be a dick.
Kind of. He'd been roasted a bunch of times before that, like privately, so he seemed like he would be okay with it, but he just kind of sat there and like looked at the teleprompter and just read the jokes as they went. Could we get a different background behind me? I feel like this is off-putting to whoever's watching this online.
Well, the people waving.
It's not even the waving so much as everything else.
Just their faces.
So, do you remember your first time on stage?
Yes, very well.
What was it like? Did it go well?
It went really well, actually. I was like super excited. I'd taken a class, so it was like I had 7 minutes I had written just for this, and I had a bunch of friends there, and it was a good crowd. And I was just so excited that it was awesome. And then I thought like I know how to do comedy. And then my second time on stage was a nuclear holocaust, and I realized I had a lot of work to do.
Where was it?
The first time was at the Comedy Store in California, in Los Angeles, and the second time was at a place called the Ice House, also in Los Angeles.
That's pretty big shoes for your first time.
Yeah, but it was like the belly room, it was like the side room, and everyone that was performing was in the class, so it was,
okay. So what is the best thing, food or otherwise, that's ever been in your mouth?
I'm sure it would be food, although I have taken drugs by now. You better take this seriously, Florence.
No kidding.
She thinks she's not in the shop by getting down there. That's so funny.
Am I still in it?
Yes, it's an iPhone. What do you think?
I honestly, in my contract, I have my MC on her knees whenever I do here, which is perfect. The best thing, one of the best things I've ever had in my mouth is Pascal's Manali's barbecue shrimp in New Orleans is the best thing I've ever put in my mouth. It's amazing.
Really?
Giant shrimp, you peel and eat, but there's this like butter sauce. It's amazing. Pascal's Manali's.
Oh, Burger Boy.
What?
Chicken sandwich.
What about Burger Boy?
Yeah.
What is Burger Boy?
Juanita's.
That's where it went.
Oh, Juanita's.
Oh, Juanita's is really fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's what we ate the other night.
You have to be really, really drunk to get into Juanita's.
That's what we were.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great one.
What about your most embarrassing moment on stage? Have you ever had one?
Embarrassing moment on stage. Probably just having to share it with these two guys. I think it was probably pretty humiliating for me. You expect a certain level of professionalism, and you don't get it here in Louisville. But, sky's the limit, guys.
Can you name the first 5 Led Zeppelin albums?
Led Zeppelin. Right? Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Correct.
Led Zeppelin 2.
Ah, you're on something.
Correct.
Led Zeppelin 3.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
Yeah, that's right. Untitled.
Correct.
The fourth one.
I like the answer. I like it, yes.
Houses of the Holy.
Correct. You were the
Oh my
first
God.
one to get
First
it.
one ever?
First one to get it.
But that's like Led Zeppelin 4, technically.
Huh? He said Untitled.
Zoso, Zeppelin.
It's like Zoso, Untitled. There's never really been official,
Okay.
so Untitled is a correct answer.
Good. So if I said Led Zeppelin 4, you would have said no.
No, I would have gone with that because
Okay.
that's most common.
So no one got House of the Holy?
No one got House of the Holy. Yeah. Well,
And
Joe
the
Coy
other
said fucking Thriller and something else.
Well, he's hilarious, so of course he's gonna joke around with you.
No, he was serious. And rumors, I believe. And the final question,
We like play with it.
and this is probably a really futile question to ask you, but has there ever been a joke you've written or heard that was just too dirty to tell on stage, or too raunchy or offensive?
I don't know, it was raunchy. I wrote a joke once that I thought was really funny, and every comedian I've told it to thought it was hilarious, but I cannot tell it.
Would you care to tell it right now?
It has the N word in it, which I'm very against. It's got it in there twice, which I thought this was amazing. The joke was I went to a mostly white high school, and a lot of those kids were really mean. They used to call me N-word lover, just because I love to use the N-word. So that was great, but I could not do it.
Well, that's all we got for you. I appreciate the time, and before we leave, we're going to do a nice shot of old-fashioned Kentucky bourbon.
Legitimately, usually you guys take iced tea, but this is real.
So they tell me, I don't know. I can't remember.
You're boring it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we'll see you next week.